Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are in beautiful Fredericksburg, Texas with Honor Veterans Now. And with us is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Eric. How are you doing this
Good.
afternoon?
What kind of services do you guys offer here for our veterans?
Well, Honor Veterans Now is actually it's the umbrella company or organization for Meals for Vets. And what we do is we provide veterans who are struggling financially and under the age of 60 years old, we provide a daily nutritious meal for them until they can get back up on their feet and get back into life again.
That is awesome.
It's a lot of fun. We've been here since 2015. We started out in one county, and now we're in about 63 counties. And we've got some other special projects we've got going on, too.
That's awesome. Let's take a look inside.
Let's do that.
All right.
This is our main office right here. We don't serve food here. I just want everybody to know that. We contract with meal providers to take care of the meals for our veterans. So this is our offices. We don't have a kitchen in it, though. I just wanted to know.
All right. This is the entrance right here.
This is Danielle Sabia. She is our office manager.
Hey, Danielle.
She is married to a former military guy who was in the Coast Guard. And she can tell you a little bit about herself.
All right. How you doing, Danielle? How's your day going?
It's going fantastic, thank you. And like Mike said, my husband is a Coast Guard veteran, and when this job opportunity came up, I was very honored to be hired on to be able to serve the veterans in need.
Awesome. Thank you for your husband's services. Also, thank you for your service, because your husband was in the military. You were also serving with him. So thank you very much for the services that you provide to our veterans now. Thank you, ma'am.
And we do want to, her husband's Coast Guard. I'm former Army back in the 70s. And just to let you know that if you notice the flags that we have here, we do service every branch of the military.
We got Army, we got Navy, Marines, Air Force. We got everything in here. We got a comment from a viewer, Chip Osborne. He said, "Awesome job. Thank you for sharing their services."
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you very much. We have a lot of things that go on here at Honor Veterans Now, and we started out back in 2015, like I said, and since then we've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to serve 120,000 plus meals to our veterans across the state of Texas. So we're growing, and we appreciate everybody's support of us, and it's very nice to be able to do this for our veterans.
That's
because
great.
Some of them get overlooked, and we want to make sure that they're taken care of. I do want to introduce you to our Veteran Support Coordinator. This is Hope Ware, and she is probably one of the main people here that make sure the veterans are taken care of.
Hello, Hope. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. I'm the Veteran Support Coordinator, as Mike said, and I'm the one that receives a lot of the phone intakes and does the phone intakes, and then I also connect the veterans to the information that they need to qualify here, and then connect them with the meal providers.
Okay.
And I also talk with the meal providers depending on which one suits their scheduling.
So how does the process? Someone calls in. I'm sure there's an application process.
Correct. We have an application that we can either email them so they can print it out and get back to us, or we can also mail it to them with a return envelope so they can get it back to us as soon as possible. We try to work also through veteran service offices or anybody that could help print out that, even their apartment office.
Okay.
They can print out that application, they can fill it out. It's just a page, it's very short. But we do need them to sign it personally, because it gives us permission to give their information to the meal provider.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I will also let them know or send a letter and state that they need their DD-214, so we have proof of military service, or a veteran benefit letter if it has the dates of service, and then we need proof of income.
Okay. So before someone comes sees you, bring your DD-214, bring proof of income, maybe your ID or somewhere.
We don't need ID, and we don't see many people because we cover the whole state of Texas.
Okay. So you're not restricted to the county. You're everywhere.
No, sir. Every county in
awesome.
In the state. So that's why we can do this over the phone, through email. We also have a fax machine.
Okay.
Our fax number is 830-992-3374. And also they would we could go through like I said, different offices. They can get these documents here. They do need to have served 180 days of active service. So that's a little tricky on the reservist, but as long as they have active service on their net active box there on the DD-214.
Okay. So active service, and they also have to be under the age of 60.
60. Because once you're 60, you most likely can apply for Meals on Wheels.
Okay, and you're also a veteran mother.
Yes, sir. My son is a Marine veteran who served in Afghanistan.
Wow. So thank you for your service as well, because I know when your son was deployed, you were definitely dealing with that. So thank you for your service, ma'am. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And we're gonna go walk around some more. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, and Hope, she has a very important role here because most of the veterans actually do make contact with her first, her or Danielle. We all take the calls. It doesn't mean we're all qualified to do that. We all can do the intakes and everything else. So that works very good for everybody, but Hope is the mainstay as far as veterans are concerned.
Awesome.
This is my office, and we'll leave it at that.
And you're also a veteran, though, right?
I am an Army veteran. I was 19 Delta for civilians, that is a reconnaissance scout in the military, and enjoyed it. If I had to do it all over again, I would definitely do it all over again.
I would too, brother. I would.
You bet. Nothing like it, and it's the best experience I ever had. So,
Absolutely.
and this is Melanie Yonke. She's our development officer. She's also our grant writer.
All right.
And let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great, thanks. I'm also a licensed social worker, so I kind of bring that expertise to the organization. I have worked with veterans for years. I lived in Austin and worked downtown with homeless veterans for 5 years. So I bring that to the table. I have a passion for serving veterans because I'm a daughter of 2 veterans. Both my dad and my stepdad were Air Force veterans. So I think one thing that's really awesome about this job is we hear the stories. When Hope gets a call, or Danielle, sometimes I get the call myself, but then, I'm able to translate those stories of people's hardships into grant writing and help so that we can get funding to provide to keep this organization going. Hope can tell you some more examples, but because she does talk to him every week. But there's some really heart-wrenching stories of veterans that we are able to help. Just providing that meal a day helps them, get out of bed in the morning when they're struggling with PTSD or unemployment or homelessness or former homelessness. Yes. All of that, I'm just glad that we can give them that.
Absolutely. And for the veterans watching, someone that needs help, they're struggling with trying to get some food in their stomach. And, even for you that are watching that, don't want to ask for help. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help, guys. We can't help you guys unless you ask for help. You got to knock and so they can open the door, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's move over here. How you doing?
One of the stories she was talking about is the other day, just recently, I talked to a veteran on the phone while he was driving. Well, he pulled over, but he was talking to me about that he was going to school, and then he needed meals, taking care of his daughter. And so I was able to email the application. He got everything. He went to this school because he's attending school. He went to the school office, got everything to me that same day. And by that afternoon, I had sent off his meal authorization. So it takes a little bit of time depending on what meal provider that we're going to use. But he will be getting his meals next Wednesday.
And so how do they deliver it to their houses?
It depends. Now, if they're working or going to school, or working and going to a college that we haven't connected with yet, then we can send them meals through Mom's Meals, which is the national food provider. And they'll get 14 meals every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So mind you, we are providing 1 meal a day. And that's what we have, but at least it's most of the time it started with the noontime meal, but they can pick breakfast. With Mom's Meals, they can also have a different diet if they are diabetic.
That was one of my questions right there. So some of our veterans are diabetic, they can have sugar.
They're vegan even, or they can't have pork. There's a lot of different, they can pick their menu.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
That helps a lot too. And they will deliver anywhere there's an address.
So is there like a sheet with a checklist of those kind of things? Like, hey, I'm a diabetic or I don't eat pork?
Yes, it's on our phone intake.
Wow.
And we'll ask that. And we may get the application in. Sometimes we get everything. Application, DD-214, and their proof of income from a veteran service officer or HUD-VASH caseworker or from the VA. Okay. And we'll get that in. But I still always call them and do the phone intake. Some of the younger ones, I've done email intakes, but whatever gets it done. Right, that's right. Every generation, we are adaptable for that too. And there is a limit on income.
Yes.
So we take 60 to 80% of the area median income. So we have a chart, and this is based on HUD, Department of HUD. So we have a chart, and it's kind of our guideline. Now,
so it also depends where they live.
Correct. And if they have extenuating circumstances such as high medical bills, even high child support, then we can deduct that off. So there's a lot of different ways we can, help them.
That is awesome.
And if they have a wife, children, and or, the 60% AMI goes up.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
And this is a map of all the counties you serve. Is that correct?
Yes, and this is the key down here. So this means the local meal providers that we have contracts with. So just the outline. Then you get down to the orange lines. That's where we have Mom's Meals veterans. And then with the local meal providers in the green lines, we have them with the Meals on Wheels or senior centers. And then we have both. That means we have veterans, like in San Patricio, we have meals on Mom's Meals, and then we also use the meal provider, the Meals on Wheels in that area.
And you guys ensure that it's coordinated to make sure they actually get that meal, whether it's
Yes,
here
sir.
or anywhere in the United States.
Correct.
In Texas.
Correct. We have contracts with these meal providers, so it's not just we'll pay for it. So we send an invoice. They send an invoice to us at the end of the month, and then we get their checks out to them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a really well-run organization. We are a small organization, but we're a big family here. I'll just put you that way. We help each other out to make sure that the veterans are taken care of. And in order to make that happen, of course, there's always paperwork involved with it, but we all coordinate with each other, coordinate with the meal providers, and coordinate with the veterans to make sure that everything is put together to where it is run as smooth and fast as possible.
Yes.
And that's what's so great about our organization. We really care about what we do here, and every one of the staff here are excellent. Everybody's handpicked, which means we know that they're dedicated to their job and to the veterans of our state.
Absolutely.
So
And I can totally see that from all of you guys. And remember, big things come in small packages.
Oh, yes, they do.
And a little bit more on the gentleman that I talked to. He was looking for a job too, so we were connected. He was already connected to the Texas leadership program through Workforce, but I also looked up companies I talked to the veteran service officer in that county, and she told me some of the companies in that county that were veteran friendly. And then he needed child care information, so between that and the Texas Veteran Leadership Program gentleman, he also told me, information. So we resource and network with other veteran organizations.
That is awesome.
Right.
You didn't even have to do that. You went ahead a little bit further and got some more information.
Correct. We had one veteran that didn't have a house. He was homeless. And then he had his own business, but he was living out of his truck, so the tools wouldn't get stolen. And so I was able to connect him to a congregate setting, because Meals on Wheels will have congregate dining, so they can go there since he didn't have an address. And so he was there, and we connected him to Endeavors, which is right. And they found him, or he found the place to do it, and they gave him the deposit and the first month's rent to get that. So we're always connecting them depending on where they are, where they're located. So
yes,
we work together. And then we're also going in, and Mike can tell you more about this, we're going into the colleges.
Oh, cool. Let's hear about that.
Well, we're just about to talk about that. A couple of months ago, when I say more than a couple of months ago, we were speaking with a Texas Veterans Commission employee who was a former Marine, and she was telling us about her college days and not being able to afford to be able to eat because of the cost of college. So we were real interested in that, and I decided to take a trip down to the Rio Grande Valley and visit some of the universities and colleges there just to see if there was really a problem.
Yes.
So that's exactly what I did. Went down there, spoke with the veteran service representatives in these universities and colleges, and found out, sure enough, there's a lot of veteran students that do not have the money to eat on the campus, and can't eat it all while they're there because they just can't afford to do it.
Yeah. So
we started working with the campuses. If you come on in here, I'll show you what that looks like. We have, we started out in the Rio Grande Valley, and from there we've actually reached out to, right now, 38 plus other universities and colleges throughout the state that we're either working with actively right now, or we're in negotiations with, or they're interested in our program. So what we do is basically the same thing that we would do to a veteran who's not in school. They would actually ask for our services. We would coordinate and contract with the meal provider or the dining facility on campus, and they would go into a memorandum of agreement with us to feed the veteran during the school semester, however long or short that may be, and then they would agree to take care of that veteran. Same thing with the student veteran. They'd have a choice of whether they can have a breakfast or lunch, depending on when they're on campus.
Okay.
So, and up to a certain amount per day.
So this is already official. They just have to.
We're already in 7 campuses right now,
Wow.
and we're trying to build up, of course, all the way up to as many campuses as we can get throughout the state. We've got a lot of interest. There are some campuses that are small enough to where they don't have a veteran population or they don't have a dining facility, but those that do and those that are willing to work with us
Yes.
and contract with us, we'll be more than happy to help them. So
Yes.
it's gaining momentum very quickly. It's just sometimes the process is a little bit slow. That's all.
And is this is on your website also?
We have the generics on the website, but
Okay.
our Facebook page, we have a YouTube page that we have, our YouTube channel. I don't know what they call those things anymore. That's
Yes.
my generation.
By the way, if you guys look at the description, we have their website on description, and also their Facebook page is tagged, so you guys can go ahead and visit them.
Yeah, please visit us. We want to help. And if you guys are listening to me right now and you are in college or attending a university right now, and you can't afford to purchase a meal on campus, and the campus or the college university does not have a working relationship with us right now, let them know about us, because we definitely want to make sure that all of our veterans who are trying to better their lives, and basically what they're trying to do, they served our country, now they're in college trying to better their lives so they can make something more of themselves.
Yes.
And not that they didn't do that in the military, because you can't do anything but better yourself in the military, in my opinion.
Right.
But now they're trying to get out there into the real world and make life better for them and their family, and we want to be able to help them out.
Yes, veterans watching this, put away the TV dinners, put away the top ramen.
Absolutely.
Call Mike over here.
And I will tell you right now, and this is not disrespecting any colleges or campuses at all, but the campuses that I have visited, a large majority of them had food banks, or food pantries, I should say. That was the only way some of the students were able to have any type of nutrition while they were on campus at all. It's kind of surprising to me, but we're going to try to remedy that by providing meals, at least for our veterans that are on campus, at all possible. So, yeah.
Great. All right, and who do we have over here?
This is our founder, Tom Bloney.
The man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, Tom?
Welcome to our war room.
Yeah, this is
What it is, as you can look around and see the colleges as listed over there, some of our many activities. And our thrust is really that each individual that works here has a board or a portion of a board to say what they're doing and what they plan to do, and frankly, what they have accomplished.
Right.
Which is always very, very helpful.
Yes.
And over here you see our calendar for 6 months ahead of time. And we try to be diligent to have every event there so we know when an individual here is going to be on travel. And so they're just supported, or there's some major milestone like coming up on the 28th of March, which turns out to be my birthday, but they're celebrating it.
Well, happy early birthday, Tom.
Yeah, but they're celebrating it with the big give in San Antonio. So I hope that San Antonio really responds properly.
That's good. Sometimes it's a gift to give. Giving is a gift. So that is very, very cool. So Tom, I have a question for you.
Yes, indeed.
So you created this concept, correct?
Yes.
And so what made you come up with this idea to have a service like
it
this?
all started back in 1950, which is when I joined the Air Force, Korean conflict. And the Air Force gave me the GI Bill. And makes me emotional when I think about it.
Hey, it's okay to cry, brother.
Well,
No worries, no worries.
you know, it's, I've been there and done it. And when I see students anywhere, and particularly veterans, that are struggling,
You know the struggle. You understand how it feels to struggle.
indeed. And I was successful in going to college, and with the GI Bill, I helped my wife actually teaching also. We were in a high rent district up in Massachusetts at that time, and was successful in getting a degree out of MIT, and then went on to SMU, got a master's there, and then another one out of UCLA, which started me off in an engineering career, which really resulted in the conclusion been able to invent a new way of detecting landmines.
And you actually have a patent for this.
The patent of the landmine, and the government bought it from me.
Wow.
And
so you probably saved thousands of lives in Iraq.
Well, not only the lives, but more is the destruction to the individuals, both from landmines and IEDs. And it has been successful in that. I think the count was around 17,000 that they have built.
Wow.
And when you really tally it up, and the cost of a single individual losing a limb or what have you, it climbs to $1 million very quickly and more. So in one respect, you could say that it may be maybe $1 billion that I've saved the government.
There you go.
But you know, they didn't want to give me all of that. But it then presented the opportunity of how do I reach out and pay back? And that's exactly what we're doing. We have this whole endeavor. You've met my team.
Yes, great team of people.
We have only one objective, and that is to be of aid to every veteran out there that is in need. And we have had a wide range of people's needs. We've even had the point where a VSO, a veteran service officer, would call us and say he has this fellow living in a trailer, a little tiny trailer, and he didn't have a refrigerator for his insulin. He had it in his neighbor's thing. Could we help with meals? And of course, if we send him meals, he has to have a place to preserve it. And so we made arrangements to go ahead and have the local, what is it, Kmart? Walmart on that case?
Yes, sir.
To go ahead and provide a refrigerator. We bought it, and the Texas Veteran Service went over and actually got it, picked it up, and delivered it to the fellows.
Wow.
So we have unusual opportunities here. We've had an opportunity when Friday afternoon we got a phone call, hey, I'm hungry, there's a can or so left in the cupboard, can you help us? And our gals have been known to call around and find local churches to see if they can't get immediate response, and then make the arrangements more formally after the weekend has gone by. So we're here to serve, and that's our objective.
Yes.
And we are rewarded by the many times when people tell us that, hey, you helped me, you've given me a new life. And we have been blessed, frankly, with those kinds of events.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are blessed to have someone like you, Tom, that served our country, and you're still serving our country. Technically, you're still serving our veterans. So I want to shake your hand, Tom, because I have a lot of respect for that. I appreciate you.
Thank you. It's my privilege.
For what you guys are doing here and all your team here. And is there anything you want to put out to our veterans? Anything else that you would like to share with our veterans that are watching right now?
Yeah, I guess it's very important to speak to each and every one of the veterans out there that are too prideful to call us. And I'm not being disrespectful when I say that. I know that veterans are very prideful people. I'm one myself, and I'm not one that would want to ask anybody for help. But guys and gals, we're here, and we're not going to be judgmental towards you. We're not going to question you, other than just a few questions to get you qualified. But we're here for a reason, and that reason is you. You fought for our country. You signed that piece of paper saying you were willing to risk your life for your country. All we want to do is provide you a meal to help you sustain until you get back up on your feet. Doesn't cost you anything, doesn't cost a meal provider anything. All it does was help you out and to make sure that you get back up on your feet as quickly as possible. And if it takes a couple of months, it takes a couple of 6 months or whatever, that's fine.
Yes.
We don't have a problem with that. We're not time limited, we're not meal limited. But we do need you if you need us.
Yes, there's no reason for our veterans to go hungry.
Not at all.
At all. So
Not
thank
at
you
all.
so much, Mike, for having us. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you, Tom, so much for creating this awesome organization.
It's our pleasure.
And I didn't get to say hi to this lady over here. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, but I couldn't help but laugh. He said we lived in the high rent district in Boston. That means second floor above Dave Finn's bar.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then we moved to the campus in the married students' quarters over at MIT.
Yeah, it was a condemned building. They would condemn it. Cambridge kept deferring, did condemnation so that we could accommodate it.
We have a comment from a viewer right now. It's Cassandra Marie Trevino said, "Thank you for all this great information."
Well, thank you.
So,
it's our privilege.
so people are watching, and definitely viewers, share this video, share it with your family members, share it with your brother who's in the military, your sister. If you are yourself in the military or about to get out, share this video with people so they can see this wonderful organization here. Tom, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for
And this
coming
is
by,
your
Eric.
wife, correct?
I'm Caroline.
Hey, Caroline.
Yes, it's my boss.
Yeah, there you go. That's the boss right there.
That's the boss. My partner in life.
Well, thank you guys for having us, and if you guys have any other events, we look forward to coming back and doing this again.
We would
We
be
look forward to
delighted to
that,
invite
too.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you
Thank you.
guys,
Thank you,
everyone
Eric.
here.
We
Thank you
really
guys for your
appreciate it.
service and everything you do for our veterans, and we'll come back soon.
Sounds good.
Bye, everyone.
We'll be here.
Bye.
Indeed.